Now they can hear us. Now they can hear us. I'm
Now I
gonna
can hear
switch
us.
Oh,
scenes.
hey everybody.
Now they can see us.
What's going
What's
on?
going on, y'all?
What's going on?
How's
Now they can hear
everybody
us. Now they
doing?
can hear
Yes,
us.
So wait,
sir.
can they like
Zeke,
comment
run an
and all
issue.
that?
Yeah.
Now they
So
can
I have
see
the chat
us.
up. Oh damn, I can
What's
hear
going
everything.
on,
y'all?
Do you
Just
want me
one
to
second.
pull up the chat?
Yeah, I have the chat open on my end. You guys can pull up the chat too if you want.
Alright, ready.
Um,
How do I do that?
so you could go to the YouTube channel and just watch the stream on your phone,
okay.
Yeah,
basically.
that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, that's what Zeke did last time. He was watching the chat on his phone.
I was doing on my PC, dude. Fuck that.
Oh, all right. Look, man,
Yeah, you know
you
what?
don't got
I'll
two
do it on this.
monitors,
You know
so
what? I'm gonna use my
Oh,
phone
look at that flex.
to talk about the topic, so I'll just do it on
oh
this.
yeah,
Oh,
facts.
yeah,
You
go
have to
ahead.
look at those.
You know
Anyway,
what's
how y'all
dope?
how y'all doing?
I'm going insane in this fucking house, dude. Like,
Yeah,
all I
let's do
do is
like a little let's do like a little mental health check. How's
Yeah.
everyone feeling?
I'm
Like
valid. I'm waiting for a new game.
Actually, you know what, Caleb? Fuck that. You know what we're gonna do? Because
What's up?
I've been doing this. We talking about this a little bit before we started.
Mhm.
Going into the Marines. I've been doing 100 push-ups a day.
I ain't doing no push-ups right now. You're wilding.
Yo, Kaylee, yo, you're soft, dude.
Right
Why
now,
not?
bro?
Not
should-
right now.
Oh, I
But
thought
I'm saying
you.
like right after it.
All
Right
right.
after the podcast, they get in
Copy.
100 push-ups a day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to do 100 off rip. Like,
Oh,
all right,
no.
we done with the podcast. 100 push-ups. Go.
Yeah, all right, you know what I mean? Just kind of stay fit. I've been doing my crunches because I've told Caitlin this and I've talked about it on the podcast. My crunches are the really only thing that is fucking me up because I have to do an IST, which is like a physical test.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, you can do your run, you can do your pull-ups, but you can't do your fucking crunches, dude. Like, just do crunches. Don't worry about anything else. And
Right.
it's just like, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, like, I get it. These niggas need to make sure I'm ready to ship out. But
So when you do go to like the army or like the
Marines.
whatever
He's
the
doing the
Marine,
Marines. He doesn't like the
so
army.
let's say you.
oh,
Oh, sorry. But you know,
fine.
in a way though, don't you guys go through the same process? I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes and no.
Mhm.
Certain branches have different most branches have different training periods. Marines were there for 12 weeks, so 3 months. Air Force is there for about 5 months. Army is 25 weeks, so you're there for the better half of a year.
Mhm.
Navy, I believe, is 8 weeks. And what you're learning and what you're doing in each I also forgot Coast Guard, but I don't know how long they train. But
Mhm.
what you're doing in each branch is slightly different from another. For an example, like, this is no disrespect, but we like to clown people in the army because the
Okay.
army it's not seen as soft, it's easier. Like
Interesting.
yeah, Caleb is laughing.
I already know what he's talking about. He told me about it
You
the
know
other
what I
day.
mean? Like,
Interesting.
like even though you're there for a decent amount of time, your drill sergeants don't yell at you after a certain point. Like, they're not gonna yell at you. They're gonna have conversation like how we're having because they want you to learn how to. I don't know exactly what they want you to learn, but they want you to learn how to operate in certain scenarios. Where in the Marines, they're always yelling at you. They're always teaching you to like prepare and do things under pressure. And probably the most scariest part to me, at least, would be when you're in the Marines. Before you get the title Marine, you have to do something called the Crucible, and essentially it's a 2-day long hike where you basically get 6 hours of sleep, and you're going through this obstacle course that's supposed to simulate war.
Isn't it full geared?
Yeah, it's full geared.
Yeah.
So
it's like
gonna
100,
be
200 pounds of equipment.
Yeah.
Your uniform.
And
Zeke's
here's
excited.
The thing, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I'm 5'6". I'm 5'6". Look, I look like carrying a nigga that's like 6'3" on my shoulder.
Oh yeah, facts.
Like,
Sometimes you have to carry your squad mate on your back.
He said he's
I'm like-
5'6".
I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this nigga's 6'3". This nigga should be carrying me. This nigga look like he's my
So
big bro.
basically, it's imagine Zeke's carrying me. That's not gonna happen. I don't think Zeke want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
I'm not trying to put Kaylin on my back. Like, yo, let's go, nigga.
Nah.
So this brings me to my next question. So,
What's
all
up?
right, we know there's a physical aspect of the training, but do you go through like a mental aspect of training? Like, do you have to, like, you know, when the police, like the police academy makes you go through, like, go to a therapist and talk about shit? Like, do they make you do that, like, along those lines?
No, but that's actually like a really good question that you brought up because, you know, I do have friends that are Marines. Kaylin's cousin is a Marine. Um, and a lot of it, like, because I post my workouts on my IG, but a lot of people hit me up. They're like, "Yo, listen, yes, it's physical. Like, you do have that physical aspect, but a lot of it's mental because even in videos where like you're talking to drill sergeants, they're like, the point of yelling at you, it's to break you down,
Right.
and it's so that they can break you up to build you into like what they see as a soldier. So it is a lot of mental because you have niggas that you don't know yelling at you on a daily basis,
Right.
like in your face. Like, I swear to God, I've never seen this shit before in my life. I was at PT, and someone had just came back home and they were gonna help us with the PT. So we were doing push-ups and someone was goofing off and the guy was like, "Yo, give me 2 inches," which means when get in push-up position
Hey,
and
yo, I'm
hold.
sorry.
Shut up, Caleb. He's like, yo,
There goes Caleb. Had to be one of us.
Just real quick, real quick.
But he was like, yo, get in push-up position and just like 2 inches off the ground, right? I should
Right.
whole fucking shit. But 2 inches off the ground. And he wasn't like doing it all the way. So I shit you not, this nigga just took his foot, stood on his back, was like, yo, give me 2 inches.
Wow.
And I was just like, yo, bro, what?
He said,
That's
"Nigga,
what's going
you
on?
going to do these push-ups or it's over for you?"
That's
But in a
That's
way,
a-
they can't even be like, they can't like baby talk you through this
Of course,
situation
hell no.
because
That's why
there will
Zeke
be
doesn't like the
there's
army.
gonna and yeah, they're gonna like you're gonna be in certain positions that as a civilian you will never be in.
Oh, hell
So
no.
in order so in order for you to be really ready, they need to yell at you. They need to
Yeah,
make
of
it
course.
hard on you, like, you know? So I didn't know that thing about the army, but hey, there you
Yeah.
go.
You learn
Learn
something
something
new
new.
every day.
Honestly, I could never join like any type of like military or anything. I just
I
feel
get
like
it.
I don't.
I
Yeah, like I
wanted
just.
to at one point, and then I thought about it,
Uh,
and I was like,
but
Like,
honestly, I feel like if you do want to join like a career like that, it has to be in you in a
Yeah,
way. Like
facts.
it's just something you like have to be passionate about. Like
I
I
understand.
find so many people that graduate high school and like they go to the military because that's it. Like that's their only like getaway in a way.
I
You feel
mean,
me?
I definitely understand that, and I felt that a little bit myself. And it's funny because like I was actually watching, I was listening to another podcast,
Yeah.
and the guy was talking. He was like, "Yo, coming straight out of high school, he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. So he looked into the Air Force. No, he went looked into the armies, not the army. He looked into the Marines because his father was in the Air Force, and he wanted to one up his father. But he's like, yo, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But, you know, he ultimately decided against it. But for me, I was in college for a little bit. I didn't finish, but it was, to me, I was like, yo, this isn't something that I want to do. Like, I didn't.
Yeah, facts. I remember you basically coming home from school every day and be like, "Bro, I don't want to do this shit."
I don't want to do this
I
shit.
mean, it's not for everybody. So
Nah, it's
Yeah,
really
of
not.
course. But at the same time, in my head, I'm like, yo, I need a way to provide for my future. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like secure. And I was talking to Kaylin. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the 20 years because my contract right now
Oh
is
yeah,
for
you
6.
keep flip flopping on that. You like, yeah, I want to do 6, and then maybe I might do the 20 because you know the
Yeah.
bag. I'm like,
wait, what do you mean 20 years?
so
Because
yeah,
you
let him
have
explain it. He the Marine.
so you can, well, I don't want to say only, but the max amount of time you can serve is 20 years. And then after that 20 years, you get a full pension. You still retain some of those health benefits and whatnot. But, and then there's something else. Fuck, I don't remember what it's called, but like it's a fund essentially where they take anywhere from 1% to 2% of your paycheck every month and put it in a way and like they invest it for you. And after the 20 years, you essentially get that back. And so
it's like a job. It's basically like
you know what I mean?
full-blown job.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. At least this way I'm doing something productive with my time. And worst case scenario, if I like it, I can do the 20 years.
Yeah.
but I did do really well in my ASVAB. So that basically determines what jobs you qualify for, and I got computer IT. So
Yeah, that's
get
my
into the
favorite part of my
bag.
guy, not an infantryman.
Oh hell no!
I don't gotta worry about his life when he get
But you know,
deployed.
I feel like 20 years just to sign off on that is too extreme.
That
I
shit is
feel like
a
you
long time.
you can't just be like, all right, I've never been here, I've never done any of this, but I'm gonna
I'm
just
doing
give you
this
20
20 years.
Like,
Let's
you
go.
feel me? Like,
Yeah,
so I feel like you did the right thing about just, take it as slow and just doing 6 years, and then you'll see how it goes. So definitely. And thank you to everyone who serves. Like, for real,
Yeah, no facts.
that is not an easy job to do.
At the moment,
or
thank you to
anything
everybody
like that.
that's serving in the healthcare system.
Yeah,
Cause
for real. Thank you
that shit
so
is,
much. Like,
it's really bad out here. But
even
let me
like the little
just
people, like the
real
grocery
quick.
store clerk and like the delivery
Yeah,
guys,
facts.
like I find it so crazy that people have to go to work and like basically risk their life. Just like either I catch it or I don't catch it, and they basically have to die for their jobs. You feel me?
Some people's quitting on spot.
Bro,
honestly, I don't know what I would do.
I'd be quitting personally.
See,
I don't know what
ain't no
I'd
job
do.
worth my life. I'm sorry.
I understand that, and I understand both sides. I'm just like, yo, people that go into work, they don't want to, but they're like, yo, I got bills, I got a family I need to provide for, but at the same time,
I got shit to do.
Yeah.
And that's why we sick. That's why the U.S. is on top right now. Anyway, welcome everybody to another episode of this Deadass social distancing. You know how we do it. We just jump straight into the intro after the bullshit. With me, of course, I got my co-host. It's Zeke in his crib, and then we got a guest with us. My old high school friend Arissa Mev. How you doing?
Hey,
let them know you're at on Instagram. Just so.
Thank you guys for first letting me join.
Of course.
And being good people. And you guys could find me at the Mav on Instagram. I actually was private, and today I went public just for y'all. So
oh shit.
Everybody could just
feel
see. You know,
special.
People gotta feel me out.
Special. But
the reason why I wanted to really join you guys the most is because KP knows this, that I want to start my own podcast.
Yes.
And it was so funny. Literally, KP, when did I see you before all this happened? Like,
what,
like
a week
weeks?
or 2 weeks before.
Oh yeah, like 2 weeks.
The whole
and literally
quarantine dropped.
We like made a whole plan on like when I was gonna record, when it was gonna happen, and I had it all set, and then boom, all this happened.
We was like, all right, we starting this month, this week maybe. On this day we gonna be lit, is ready, and
it
then
is so crazy.
Quarantine USA happened.
And then it just fell through. But you know what? I don't find it as a fall through because KP made a good point. Yeah, KP made a good point to me that like this should be a time for me to like plan what I want to talk about, what I want to do. So that brings me to a question to both of y'all. What do you think? Like, what's the best advice you guys could give me before I start my podcast?
Honestly, what I'm gonna say is like right now you're actually very good with having conversations. Like I just met you, and like you know what I'm saying. Like I can have a conversation with you, so I do think that that's very good because don't want to have like any
silent points.
Yeah, you don't want to have anything dead. Even if you have to change the topic slightly or bring it like into your personal life, whatever you feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah.
Introduce that. But I would say be ready for the time that like there isn't gonna be a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? Because me and Kaylin, we've tried before having like a list of topics to discuss.
Right.
That shit gets boring sometimes.
It's not even that. It's like we have more. We have better conversations when we just have conversation. Like it feels a lot more organic. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Also, like it also could be because me and Kaylin know each other and we have chemistry.
Yeah.
That's a huge portion. Like you know what I mean? You don't want to have someone who's not really like. You could have someone that has a different opinion, and that's always fine because that always leads into more conversation and different viewpoints. But you have to be able to. I don't know exactly how to word it, but there has to be some type of connection there with you and that person, so that like you can continue a conversation. You guys can have like similar things to talk about.
The chemistry got to be there, because if y'all can't at least throw a joke in there every once in a while to lighten moods, or when you really do get serious, y'all can keep it serious for a little while. Then that's where the real good conversation comes from, because then it's real true. Like then that really gets into people's ears, I think. That's
Yeah,
why I think our
definitely.
podcast has a very like wide audience, because we talk about, one, a lot of stuff, and two, we know there's a certain time and place to talk about certain stuff. So it's like, you know, um
That's good
anyway,
advice, guys.
anyway,
I'll take that and I'll run with it.
how's y'all's quarantine going? Huh?
Ooh.
Zeke, how you been between last week and this week? You
Bro,
was
I don't know what to do with my life anymore, dude. Like I don't know what day it is anymore. I told Kaylin, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have some type of layout for us in a couple. Like I told you it was gonna be done by today, right? Originally.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, Kaylin was like, yo, bro, that's tomorrow. I'm like, I thought it was Wednesday. The fuck, like,
Nah.
my whole days are getting fucked up and shit. But
Yeah.
it's been kind of nice because outside of working out, it just gives me time to chill and like relax. And even though I don't know if like I'm still shipping out, it's giving me time to like really think like, oh shit, like I have basically just a month left before I ship out.
Yeah.
And it's giving me.
May the fourth be with you, bro.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
for real. Stay prayed up.
Yeah,
for
definitely. You know what I mean? Like, and at this point, like a lot more recently now, I've been working on my relationship with God. You know, I've been praying a lot more.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot more too recently. I noticed.
You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? It's funny that you guys even mentioned that, but because like when I was younger, I feel like I had such a close relationship with God. Like, I don't know, I just felt more connected to Him in a way. And I found myself as I got older, I grew this like resentment. Like I don't know, I feel like the more shit that started happening to me, the more it was like, yeah, the more I
you
was
would
like,
start to
damn,
blame
like,
God almost.
So let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys went to high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to high school.
All right. So did you guys both like grow up in like Catholic high schools or Christian high schools?
You know what's funny? KP, you can go first.
I mean, I went to public school from elementary school to middle school, and then King was my first Catholic school experience.
Okay.
So
and the reason I went to Catholic high school was because I was so fucking bad in public school.
Oh, see, the reason I went to Catholic high school was because I had family that went to that school, so they was just like, "Yeah, go to the school because we went there." I was like, I guess.
Was fucking bad. Like I was like a ghetto mess. Like
Yikes.
It was bad. Yeah, like, and it's because I also was like local from King. Like I literally lived a stop away. So my mom is like, "Oh no, your ass is about to get domesticated today." Like, and you know what? King really did that to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
yeah, you
really
was proper in school from what I remember for the most part.
Yeah, like you know, like I was a little wild child still because it's just who I am.
But that was risk, you know.
Yeah, that was just me. But like, it did really calm me down on like 100,000, and it did teach me a lot of lessons about like
especially
life and people.
The uniform part of it. That shit was annoying.
You know what? I made that uniform work to this day. Like I made it work. Like
a
for
lot
real,
of the girls
like,
did. I'm gonna let y'all rock with that.
Yeah, for real. I made the uniform work.
They should have given us some shorts or something. I'm still tight over that.
You guys didn't get shorts?
Nah.
You know what the thing about King is? There's no air conditioning.
At all.
There's no air
Only
conditioning.
certain classes had it.
Really?
Yeah. Waulette's class had AC.
I don't remember. I never had Mr. Waulette.
Me neither. But
all right,
that shit was hot in there, and you would think I would pay $8,000 a year, and there's no fucking AC.
Yeah, that shit is breesh.
That's wild.
They violating.
I think it's like 9,000 to 10,000 now.
Now
every year goes up. Yeah.
Oh nah, they're bugging.
Yeah. I remember when I was in private school, they would consistently raise the prices.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah, they can consistently blow dick anyway.
Literally.
But the reason why I brought that up was because recently, you know, Kaylin knew about this. For the past like year or so, like I've been meeting partly through the podcast, partly through just meeting through people again. I started off in private schools, so Christian and Catholic schools, and like I knew a lot of people that was going through a lot of shit at that time, and I know people that like continuously, even throughout their high school experience, like was going through a lot of shit. So they were like, "Yo," their relationship with God kind of fell out because they were like, "Yo, you know, how is it that, you know, I'm doing what like the Bible's telling me I'm trying to be a good person. I'm going to religion class or whatever it was called at the time,
right?
And I'm like learning about like God, but shit is happening to me out of my control, and it's not fair because there are other people that are fucking up harder than I am, and their life is just seemingly going perfect. So I was just gonna ask, did that have any type of influence on that or not?
Honestly, that's exactly what happened to me. I feel like I tried so hard to be, as good as a person as I could, give good energy as I could, and then I would see people that like didn't even do half as much as me, and they like got these rewards and they got this like this cash out basically with God, and I was just like, that's where my resentment started. It was like, damn, like it doesn't matter how perfect you are, you still get the like short end of the stick. And like it's funny because I'm going through something similar like that right now where I'm getting the short end of the stick. But it's actually brought me kind of closer to God this time around, like as crazy as that sounds, because in a way God does that. I don't know if you guys can agree, because like so you can learn a lesson, you feel me, so you can learn a lesson. And I feel like in a way when I was saying damn, like why can't that be me, I was being selfish. Like that's selfish to say. Like you shouldn't compare your progress to somebody else, and that's what I've learned too, And I feel like yeah, and you know what, I feel like social media has made it so hard because like you could see somebody like get a new car and then post it, but you don't know that their daddy paid for that car. Like they didn't do that on their own, and like you sitting here like, damn, why can't I get a car, why can't I like get that and this and that. And I feel like as the years go by and as much older as I get, like I just realized like my story is not going to be the same as somebody else's story. You feel me? Like
big facts.
And I'm gonna get my cash out someday too. You feel me? I'm
Big
gonna get
facts.
it too. Yeah. So, but now, yeah, thank you. And now I feel like it's a daily process, but I have been getting closer to him too, because he's shown me, even though it hasn't been in the best ways sometimes, he's shown me like people's true colors. He's shown me like where I fuck up, and like I feel like that's important sometimes. Sometimes we think we're perfect and we not perfect. Like you feel me? Like every broken relationship we've had, like we have had a part in that, you know?
Yeah, I feel that. Definitely.
Where you guys stand? What about you guys? Like, where do you stand with God now?
It's wishy-washy for me. I don't know, cause like some days I'll have my days where I'm praying every night before I go to bed, or praying every morning or something along those lines, and just trying to strengthen my relationship with God. Or I'll go on a weird streak where it's like a week or two of just like no paying attention to God. I'm gonna just play video games and smoke mad bud, I guess. But I don't know. I have like just ups and downs of. I mean, I feel like my strength with God is good because I know He got me at the end of the day, and that's just how I feel. I know He got me, and whatever happens happens. So I'm gonna try and be the best person that I can be, so that whatever happens can happen.
Yeah.
All right. I fuck with that answer. With me, a lot of it is asking God for a lot of personal strength. Cause like I said, I'm going to the Marines. Like this shit is like I've never been in a situation like this before. You know what I mean? Like I've never had like this is gonna be like the biggest challenge I've had in my life so far. So I'm like, yo, I know that I personally I know that I don't want to say I don't think I'm strong enough to do it on my own, and without having my friends around me and the people I love around me every day. And it's not like I can just pick up my phone and just like text them or call them. I can write letters, sure, but like those take 3 to 4 days to even ship out, and whole mess. And I feel like this is gonna be like I know I'm gonna need His strength to help me get through it, alongside going through like personal shit, like I want to be the best version of me, you know what I mean? And not to mention my mom is getting up there, so I want to make sure that she's okay while I'm gone, and I want to make sure that everyone who's here, everyone who's still at home, they're doing well, you know what I mean? Because we're going through a rough time right now with this coronavirus and shit, and people getting laid off. So I'm just praying that like everyone around me is good right now.
Yeah, facts.
Seriously.
I've been praying for my family and friends a lot recently.
You know what is so crazy to me, and I see this in my prayer, is that no matter what color you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter where in the world you are affected about the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, that's just
So
facts.
that's so crazy. Like this has like it has no bias. It's like an equalizer.
It don't care
And
who you are,
it
how much
don't give a
money
fuck
you
who
make.
you are. And I think in a way, I hate to say this because people look at God as like all great things, but in a way, I feel like He brought this to us to show us that there's no difference between any of us. Like we could
Yeah, it
all
really
go through
shows you
the
that we all
same
human at the
shit.
end of the day. Like
We could go through all the same shit. You could live in New York City, the greatest city in the world, or you could live in a third world country, and you still could get it.
to be honest, New
Regarding
York is looking like a third world country right now with
it's looking
with
real.
the state.
But you know what? Let's give it up for Cuomo because he's really doing.
He's
the
really
damn thing.
trying to
Like,
do his thing out here.
He is really doing the damn thing. Like he is really like opening up centers for like
We just had
have, like,
we had the biggest daily death
hospitals.
toll so far. As of
Well,
late.
we're the epicenter of the United States right now. Yeah.
This shit is terrible. And even worse, Corona's the epicenter of the corona. So that's ironic. In my opinion. Would you, Zeke, that's not ironic to you, bro?
It is.
Corona, the epicenter of corona? I feel bad for anybody living in Corona. Because, all right, so basically they tested 12.
Your mom said what's up.
My mom said what's up. Hey, Cuomo needs to run for president. Honestly, I was talking to my uncle and my dad about it. He would be a way better president than fucking half the presidents we've had in the last recent time, because he actually trying to get shit done out here.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
But as I was saying, they tested 1,200 residents in Corona, and I believe 900 something, 77% they said had it. 77% of the people that they tested had it out of the 1,200 some odd. That's let's say like every 1,000. If you were looking at every 1,000 persons, then if every 70% of people had it, that's not cool. That's not cool.
That's not.
Every 700 out of 1,000 people, I don't know if I'm really fucking with that. That mean you could step outside and catch it.
Yeah, dude.
It's bad.
Like, bro, the craziest part about it is like I think now people are starting to get the social distancing a lot more. Because when this first came out and everyone's like, oh shit, I can get a plane ticket for $84.
People was taking flights.
People was taking
all the
flights,
spring break got it.
It was like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, that's the issue. Like, I feel like because of how the media portrayed it, it was like the people that are, and they still are, at the biggest risk are like senior citizens. So people like in our age group, they're like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna be alright. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're gonna be alright till you realize you got asthma.
Exactly.
And you're not alright.
Exactly.
It's not just the older. You got to look at the people with underlying conditions. So that could be anybody with underlying conditions. If you got asthma and you're 22, you better stay the fuck home. If you got a compromised immune system and you 38, you better stay the fuck home.
Did you guys see that people no, not people, they said like if you shouldn't be smoking anything right now, like whether it's a vape or weed or,
I mean,
like,
if you were smoking prior to this, your lungs is kind of clipped right now anyway. You're at a higher risk regardless, I think.
Literally.
Because smoking damage isn't temporary.
Yeah, true. But like I think it's just to keep your like lungs like smoke free, just in case if you do get it, God forbid. You know?
Yikes. Yeah, about that. That's not gonna happen.
KP's like, absolutely not.
Nah,
what about you, Zeke? Do they drug test you?
He is not allowed to smoke.
I'm not allowed to smoke. I remember that shit.
His drill sergeant will stab him on sight.
Niggas is not playing games.
How do they do it? Like through your hair or through your piss?
Through your piss. And I was
but you know what's interesting? Hair testing is actually more reliable because it stays there longer.
Exactly.
So it's like, why not just test my hair, guys?
No, because here's the thing. I was very scared because I remember before I started going on MEPS and before like I was like really serious about it. You know, I told Kayla. Kayla was one of the last people I smoked with, and I was like, "Yo, you know, this was the last one for a minute." So it's been.
Oh yeah, facts.
What was that like?
My mom asked if the cruise was the last time, but
cruise?
Nah, the cruise definitely wasn't the last time.
It definitely wasn't the last time.
Nah. No, I remember
your
the
mom
last
is
time.
so cool, KP.
My mom's super lit.
She said a week after 9/11, the clubs were popping. I was in them.
Yeah.
Damn.
I hear that, girl.
Look, me personally, I stay home. I don't like going out. But my
Yeah,
mom,
it's
I get
really
the kind of lit side from my mom, I think, because
Yeah.
Zeke knows once I get lit, it's hard to stop me.
Really?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Sure, your mom's just like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Shit happens, you know.
All right,
What
so what are you guys gonna do once this is all over? Once we're allowed outside again? What
Studio
is the one thing
is
that you want to do?
open for business.
Oh,
Catching all the sessions. I'm working nonstop. Catching all the corona.
As you should, nigga said, catching all the corona.
That's
catching the
true.
lingering
And I'm
corona.
gonna be in there, KP.
Nah, facts.
Podcast is going
Big facts.
down.
Everything coming back.
Your
Yo,
mom
yeah,
said
my
a
mom said
steakhouse.
she wants to go to a steakhouse.
And here's the thing,
That's gonna be lit.
That's a good idea.
Honestly, because like I said earlier, the time frame for Marines is about 12 weeks. The thing is, when like if my ship out date doesn't change, I come back the weekend of my birthday. So hopefully this shit is all done. But I don't know, probably go to a nice restaurant, have my friends over there, celebrate my birthday, become a Marine, and this quarantine shit is over. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I think the moves for me are gonna be.
I think for me, I like really want to go on vacation, and I want to just celebrate that we're like me and my family are alive.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely want to do that, and it's my birthday.
I feel like you about to take
in
the
2
trip
weeks.
to back to Albania real quick.
You know what I was thinking? I was saying like I should just go to Albania for the rest of the year and just like hide out there.
Just quarantine in Albania? No.
Yeah, you know that's.
I mean, you speak the language, so like, why not?
Yeah, I
You be
speak,
valid.
write, and read Albanian.
I heard you out here.
But I definitely want to. But like for vacation after this, I don't want to go to Albania. I want to go to like a nice beach, like Cabo or something.
I don't know. Aside from working, I don't know what I want to do after this. Because all I want to do after this is work.
I mean, I feel like every single person, if you make it out of this, should celebrate your life. Like you should celebrate your life.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna celebrate my life by getting to the bag.
Yeah, that's a good way too.
That's not even a bad move, my guy.
That's a really good move.
Hey, look, the way I see it is to each their own, you know?
Of course.
If you want to go out, get lit, do your thing, for real, because we all know we deserve it after this.
Literally. I feel like people deserve a drink after this, like a couple drinks after this.
A couple? Give me a couple of fucking bottles after this.
It's about to be a great party after this.
Nah, it's about to be a party where if one person has corona, then the shit is starting back up, and it's gonna be a problem.
My birthday is in 2 weeks, and I can't even do anything.
Everybody that's Aries is tight right now.
Yeah, I'm in Aries. And,
I feel bad for y'all.
But you know what? I told myself I don't give a fuck if it's December. Like I'm still celebrating. Like I don't care.
Gotta do what you gotta do, for real.
And you know, this is the year I really wanted to do something because I feel like for the past since last year to this year, I just been through so much. I really wanted to celebrate. Like I just wanted to celebrate like everything I've been through, and this shit happened. So
sometimes, fuck it, it is what it is, you know.
I'm not really pressed about it. Yeah, I'm not pressed about it.
Anyway,
like things could be way worse. You feel me?
I wanna get off the topic of the Rona.
All right.
Zeke, you got something you want to bring up that's not Marine and Rona related?
Your man's is coming home.
Who? Oh yeah. Listen, he's not my man's anymore publicly.
6ix9ine is coming home.
Yeah, he is coming home. That's right. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing. No, what you mean? Huh?
Yeah. KP, you really fuck with 6ix9ine?
I used to fuck with 6ix9ine, and then that nigga did too much fuck shit. And it's kind of like, bro.
No, in all reality, let's keep it. If y'all was 6ix9ine, would you have snitched?
Oh.
Keep it a bug.
Oh, fuck.
Yikes.
See, but okay.
Look. Let's put this in perspective real quick. 6ix9ine ain't know these niggas like that. So
this nigga gonna say like, well, I didn't know these
like
niggas.
that.
Like that. See, like it wasn't like Zeke. Like if it was Zeke, no, I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
like
if it was your man $100,000, you go to jail.
But if it was somebody else that wasn't Zeke, and I barely knew the nigga, and we was just getting money together.
I really don't know you like that. See, but here's the thing, right?
Depends what the deal looking
coming
like.
From. That too. My thing is, I'm like, yo, how you snitch and you still get time? Like, how much time was he supposed to serve?
Yeah, for real.
He was supposed to
do. No
he was supposed to do 2 years behind bars.
2 years is light. Like, it's not light,
bro.
But
his 2 years was already up this year. He would have been out regardless in like June, July, maybe August the latest. On good behavior.
Wait, what was like? What if he did a snitch? What was his time served then?
Life.
Wow, hold up! Your mom just said. You know what your mom said in the chat? She's like,
they talking about 25 years to life. Zeke did this and that, and the other. Nah.
No, let him know. Let him know. You said 25. That's your whole life. That is literally your whole life.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm really gonna keep it a buck. I would snitch. Like,
I'm
is that
gonna do.
bad?
Is that bad? It's not bad. It's really not.
Like,
you got your own life that you're trying to live.
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
But you know what people should do? If you are in a scheme that you know you are gonna get like caught, you should have a plan. Like, listen, if we get caught,
we got a story.
If this is the story, this is what we sticking to, and this is how it's happening. And if somebody in that group be like, you know, I'm gonna say something, then you already know that man was gonna snitch. So
exactly. So then everybody got to snitch on him.
People think they invincible though. That's the thing. Like, they think they're not gonna get caught, but you gonna
every
get
time
caught.
I hear that word, I think of Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, yeah.
Oh, rest in peace.
For real, rest in peace. Yeah. We spoke about him on one of our interviews with my man Don Nizzy. Go check that out, by the way.
That's unfortunate. Somewhere. I really wish that I got the chance to see him perform. Cause you know,
he was supposed to be at Rolling Loud, and I'm tight he wasn't there.
Yeah.
That man saved us from this monstrosity right here. We had continue.
But like when we were talking about 6ix9ine, like at my old job, I actually met 6ix9ine.
Oh yeah, I was tight. You met him.
Yeah, and then
you still have the picture up?
Nah, I took that shit down. I was like, oh, this is not a good look.
You got the picture up with Chiclet, but you don't got the picture up with 6ix9ine. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got the picture up with Chiclet. I didn't take a picture with Hami.
Oh man, Chiclet is funny though.
Chiclet's hilarious.
Super cool. He brought Melanie to the store too, but the fuck were we talking about? Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
We could do either or. But with Pop Smoke, I really wish I had gotten a chance to actually meet him because I know a couple of people that have met him. One of my homegirls, she's a bottle girl. She met him, and they was chilling, they was kicking it, you know. So they, you know.
That's valid.
Oh, I just remember.
But you know what I love?
What? What's up?
I love that like Pop Smoke, like was just like a regular New York City dude. You feel me? Like I feel like that gives such like hope to the community in a way, like that somebody out the hood.
I was looking at him like damn, he
like
out
somebody
here.
Somebody from the hood could make it out and be successful. Unfortunately, the way his life ended, you know, that's unfortunate.
Super tragic.
But
wait, there was a 911 call?
What do you mean?
Oh
yeah, there was.
I didn't even see this.
He definitely got killed by someone he knew. Yeah. Definitely.
Cause I don't know, like cause didn't they get his address off of like a quick like story post? I'm like, nigga, cause like I know he had a party. I think he had a party that night, but still, like to have someone just bust up in your crib like that. Cause I don't know, cause like to see that off of IG and then have someone pull the trigger like that,
for real.
Like that just seems sus. I think it had to be an inside job. Like you knew who man's was. I think you just took advantage of the fact that you saw where his address was and you could play it off like, oh, someone crazy did that shit.
But Zeke, this brings me back to what I said in the beginning, how like you have some hater ass friends that will come to your face and be like, oh, I'm so proud of you, bro. But that's the same man. That's the same man that will pull the trigger. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
You know.
On some
But you
real
know what's
fuck shit.
crazy? Let me tell you, the man in front of the gun lives forever. So
Yeah.
because nobody knows that
That's facts.
shooter's name. Nobody knows who that is. Even this brings me to Nipsey Hussle too.
Yeah, I was
Like,
deadass just thinking that as you said that.
yo, nobody knows who shot Nipsey. Nobody cares about who shot Nipsey. It's Nipsey they care about. It's
Yeah.
that legacy lives on. You feel me?
I like that though. Like, fuck the shooter. We got his legacy living on.
Celebrate.
I think Kendrick Lamar said that. Kendrick Lamar said the man in front of the gun lives forever.
Kendrick Lamar is a fucking genius at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's a
with
genius.
A whole Nobel
literally.
Peace Prize.
Guys, somebody just sent me an IG video of them watching us. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, facts. I appreciate all the viewers that's coming in here, and then everybody that watches after when it's up on the channel.
Yes.
Appreciate you watching the VOD. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
Yeah, facts. Shout out Dylan. Shout out my mom. Shout out who else is in here? Let's see. Sammy. Facts. But moving on. Or moving back. Do we want to go back to? I really don't. Nah. Let's not go back to 6ix9ine. Wait, real quick. What do you want to see from 6ix9ine first? What's the first thing you want to see from him?
That is a good question.
If anything.
All right. See, here's where my thing is, right? I don't think that I still think he'll have a career in music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is just like, are you gonna be that nigga at the party, at the function, like, yo,
that puts 6ix9ine on?
Everyone gonna look at you like, yo, my nigga.
Nah, don't do that. If you listen, if 6ix9ine continues to do music and you're gonna bump him in the privacy of your headphones, otherwise you might get rocked.
You gotta put your AirPods and turn.
No, you can't even bump 6ix9ine in your AirPods. You gotta bump him in regular wired headphones. That's the level you gotta stoop to when you're listening to 6ix9ine.
You know what I mean? But
otherwise, somebody will be like, "You listening to 6ix9ine in your AirPods?"
Oh, like,
you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So, wait, you guys do think he can have a career in music again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what I think it is? I think people are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't listen to 6ix9ine."
And niggas is damn sure gonna be listening to 6ix9ine.
And they're gonna go home and they're gonna listen to 6ix9ine. Like, I don't listen to snitches.
Yeah, that's exactly what
But honestly,
to be honest,
if he does want, go ahead, KP.
If he drops a song, I'm gonna listen to it just to see what he's saying.
Oh yeah, fact.
I want to hear the snitch bars real quick.
Fact. But you know what? I think the only way he could really revive himself and be like, not be like a hidden artist where people go home, lock their doors and listen to him, is if he makes like a hit, like a club hit. You feel me? Like, he needs to
6ix9ine went 10 for 10 on the Billboard. Alright, he gonna make a hit.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean. Like, where he needs to make another hit, where people are gonna be like, all right, I fuck with this. You feel me?
Definitely,
yeah.
Bitch, just ain't a cap. You know I'm a rat. You already know he gonna come out straight the gate like that.
But 6ix9ine had he had music where you can't help but to be hyped.
It was the energy. It was the energy.
It was the energy behind that shit, and it was just like, yo,
because he was screaming at your soul.
Yeah, so I'm just like, fuck, it's gonna be weird. I want to see what he's gonna do, but I don't know, bro.
What if he gets into YouTube pranks?
I think that right there.
That might be
perfect for him.
That'd be his wave.
That'd be perfect for him.
Get into YouTube pranks.
6ix9ine cannot be a YouTube star.
No,
I don't know.
I mean, it would be, yeah, true. It would be different for him. It would be like a different route, but I don't know.
Dylan said the younger generation will keep his music alive. I agree with that.
I see that.
Young niggas don't give a shit.
I can see that too.
Who's this 6ix9ine guy? Oh, I remember him.
Yeah,
he was cool. Not knowing nothing about his racketeering charges.
Knowing shit.
Not knowing the whole story that freaking supersedes this man. Anyway, YNW Melly got corona.
I saw that shit. I was like, he got it in prison, right?
Yup.
Oh yeah, I saw this actually.
In Florida. That means this shit is running through the prison system, which I already knew.
Yeah.
But it's only running through the prison system because of visitors.
Yeah, visitors and the corrections officers as well. Catching it and giving it to the prisoners. So
and you would think you would be safe in jail. You can't even be safe.
You ain't safe nowhere. Nowhere on this planet is safe at all. Not even your own crib. People die in their own crib all the time.
And you know what's sad? I hear that you can't even have a funeral. Like you can't have funerals.
Corona?
Yeah, you can't have a funeral because
Why?
you can't have gatherings. You can't have a gathering.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
facts.
And
Yeah,
if
people
you
is
die,
dead asses
and
getting
if
cremated.
yeah, and if you die from corona, your body basically belongs to the government. That's why they have the morgues, because the morgues are filled. So now they have like those refrigerated trucks. That's
yeah.
why, yeah.
I saw a
They
video
don't give
the
your
other
body
day. I saw a video the other day of a whole section, like a wing of the hospital filled with body bags, like to the brim
Isn't that
almost.
so like
that's
like
apocalypse.
chills. That really gives me chills.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, The Walking Dead is real. Except it's not zombies, it's the Rona.
Yeah. California plans to release 3,500 prisoners because of corona.
Really?
I was looking at
caps lock on accident. Oh, here it is. BuzzFeed. Man, I don't know if I fucks with BuzzFeed news like that.
I don't know.
But
take that with a grain of salt.
Super grain of salt. But this is kind of true though. States have been releasing prisoners because of the pandemic. So I'm gonna run with this for now. I'm gonna believe this guy. Salvador, you got it right now. We're gonna let you slide today. Only for today. Over the next 60 days. I mean, from what I've heard though, the inmates that they're releasing are mostly non-violent or regular misdemeanors. If you're a murderer, you staying in jail.
Also known as 6ix9ine.
Yeah, exactly. So people like 6ix9ine. Kodak probably not getting out. What threat is 6ix9ine?
Right.
Tell me, please. The only threat he has is to himself. Like.
Yeah, I mean, someone's gonna kill him.
I'm not trying to wish death on nobody name.
Yeah, me neither, but like you know how people are.
Yeah, somebody gonna try and come at him. Danny said FaceTime funerals and FaceTime body wreck. Yep. That seemed about right.
Yeah, that's how you have that's how they let you identify the body. They have to
doing it on Face. Wow.
That seems so impersonal.
Impersonal, that's fucked up. Imagine seeing your dead relative on FaceTime.
Yeah, I read this story on Instagram of a nurse. She was saying that like her patient was taking her last breath and she FaceTimed their family like right before because they can't see him.
That is so fucked.
Look, the highest state cases, we are #1, y'all. For of course, New York has to be #1 for everything. Like, of course, we have 102,863 cases. New Jersey's second because obviously.
How many
Cali
worldwide?
Third.
Oh, there's over 1 million worldwide cases. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, boy. And USA #1 out here. I'm jacking China. Stopped reporting. I'm jacking China. Stopped reporting.
I don't get it though. I don't get how they made this under control and now they're back to regular life. I don't understand that.
Shit. I'm jacking. They still dealing with it.
Like I don't get it.
Because
I really don't understand.
Communist government, they control the news that's coming out of the country. So you know.
Very true. I don't believe China is telling the whole truth.
I believe China is like 4 times this number. Honestly,
literally.
At minimum. Well, where were we yesterday? 244, 272. We jumped 30K in a day. Yeah, see, this shit's scary. These numbers jump way too fast.
It takes what, 14 days to start showing symptoms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum. The most I've seen is 27 days. Apparently.
Imagine
being sick for a whole month and not knowing.
And not know shit.
And just
then one day you wake up and that's it.
It's clipped. Right. No lungs, nothing.
Yo, I saw this meme. This is so bad. Like, I should not laugh at this. But it was like when you go to sleep with a cough and you wake up at a Juice WRLD concert.
Yo, I seen that. I seen that, and then they continued to say, and Kobe's playing in the background too.
Yeah,
I saw that shit.
Kobe's running a 1-on-1 against Gigi. I was like, yo, don't say that.
Bro, I was like, imagine.
Like, I was like, wow. I didn't really want to like that shit, but I was just like, it got me. It got me, bro.
But you know what's so crazy? 2020 already started crazy. Like, it just
we thought 2020 is gonna be our year, and then 2020 was like, nigga, what? Look at this real quick. Kobe dead.
Once Kobe died, I knew it was over. I knew something had to happen. Like something was about to happen.
Once Kobe died, I knew it was over. I was like, Kobe, for what? Hella, nah, it's over. We over. It's over.
Something was happening.
2020 has been too crazy, and we're only in the 4th month, my nigga. Like, this should really
literally only the 4th month.
I'm gonna be tight if I open my blinds tomorrow.
Give me some predictions, y'all. When do
Aliens
you
is
guys
coming
think
to
this will
visit.
be over?
When pandemic be over?
Yeah. Like, give me a prediction.
18 months.
18 months?
Because it takes 14 to get a vaccine. Yeah. If we're lucky.
So that's next year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, 18 months from now, or like 18 months from?
I meant 18 months from, like, beginning of March, which is when it really started getting popping.
Like I said, we're basically doing this until almost 2020. No, almost
2022.
Yeah, exactly. 2022.
Well, because there's a lot of models. I don't know if y'all know what the Lancet Journal is or the Lancet Report.
No.
It's a highly peer-reviewed set of journal entries and stuff that are medical, whatever. Anyway, there was one report that said basically we have our peak now that comes down during the summer because hot environments, it's really not surviving in like that. And then just like a regular seasonal flu, it'll pop back up again in around November, September, November area. That means it's going to be stay inside for the spring, maybe get lit for the summer if you're lucky, and then stay inside for the winter again. So I think...
does that mean we get to go outside?
No, summer's canceled.
Yeah, summer's canceled.
I think summer's canceled.
I 100% agree with that.
Because let's say somebody gets sick with corona at the end of the whole lockdown period, and they are asymptomatic, then they go outside to the first family barbecue with asymptomatic and infect the entire family, not even knowing. And then the entire family goes back to work. All the adults go back to work. All the kids go to the park to play with their mans. Yeah. I'm saying during the summer, everybody's linking up. And then that one asymptomatic person just got their entire state sick. Or, you know what I'm saying? And then we in another situation where it's lockdown from September to fucking April again. Instead of January, instead of March.
Keeping it through, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a longer winter.
So you do believe that a vaccine can come?
I think it's gonna happen. It's just vaccines take a long time. So you gotta inject the person and then wait 14 months for the immunoresponse and then wait to manufacture it and mass produce and give it to the world's population. That takes some time. 7-8 billion people getting vaccinated, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people. But I read this thing, which is like a silver lining in a way, that like there's like 64 trials going on to find a vaccine. So like the more people that try to find it, the better chance we have to finding it.
My question is are you going to inject yourself with one of them experimental vaccines?
Experimental?
Yeah, that's what they are for the most part. A vaccine is experimental. If they know if they're not sure if it's going to work, they're like, let's test this strain, see if it works. If it don't work, well.
But like, isn't experimental what they're doing right now? Like experimenting right now?
Well, human trials are by technicality a part of the experiment to make sure that the vaccine is effective at dealing with the virus.
Yeah.
So if it works on one person and they retry to administer the virus to them and they have antibodies and they're able to fight it themselves, either with mild symptoms or no symptoms, then that means the vaccine's working and they can give it out to people. If not, then it's back to the drawing board and now we have to try a new compound or try changing a few numbers here and there and see what works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Science is weird.
That's really tricky though.
It is.
I guess if it came to a point where like I'm dying, God forbid I'm dying, and I guess I'd do it. I'd try it. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, I mean, people with cancer try experimental drugs all the time.
Very true.
This isn't really any different. But personally, I ain't putting no new vaccine in my body. I'm gonna wait for somebody else to try that shit.
Yeah, probably. I'd wait and see.
Even then, I'll think about it. I'm like, do I really need a coronavirus vaccine?
Right. No, it depends. It really depends.
Anyway.
But don't we need, like, isn't it either 70 or 80% of the population to generally
That's herd immunity.
Vaccine?
That's herd immunity.
Yeah, herd immunity. That's what I was
saying. Yeah, that's for it. to
Basically, you need a certain percentage within the population so that like the disease basically stops.
Yeah, so that it doesn't really spread as easily.
I think it was 80%. I'm not sure.
It's about 80. It's about 75-80%. Yeah.
Yeah.
For herd immunity to work effectively, yeah, you have to have 80% of the population of the planet to have immunity to the virus. Yeah, not your community, bro. The planet.
Damn,
the whole world.
Yes, because if one person flying to JFK with that shit, it's clipped.
It's clipped.
Practically.
Damn.
I mean, it's not clipped because if they're around a bunch of immunized people, it'll only bounce to those that aren't immunized, and if that's a small percentage, then you're good. But that small percentage can still end up fucking with a whole large percentage.
Especially seeing how you're in an airport
space.
So
yeah.
But if you're at an airport, why are you touching mad shit to begin with?
To begin with, right?
Like if you're not just touching your bags.
Hospitals.
I feel like that's like a New Yorker mentality because touch me like I got my AirPods in, like hoodie on.
Not
like,
everybody got AirPods, bro. Stop. You need to chill with that explanation.
All right, yo, listen. If you got wires, if you got whatever the fuck you got, put those in. You put your hoodie on. You just go to your destination. Don't talk to me. You know.
And keep it moving.
Keep your hands in your pockets. You know.
But you know, we're also taught because we grew up on the subway, like not to touch it. Don't touch nothing. Don't put things.
Don't
in
be
your
holding
mouth,
the freaking pole and all that shit.
So like, but we have to remember, and you know what? As I grow up and I meet people from different places, New Yorkers are so special. Like we are so fucking special.
We're a different breed.
Or at least we think we are.
We are a different breed. Yeah, maybe we do think we are, but not. In reality, cool ass people. I think we're cool ass people. Like
until you get us tight, then it's not gonna think what the fuck is he doing.
Then it's like it's Deadass a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We Deadass having an issue.
Right, we Deadass having an issue.
Like, yo, you wailing? Like, come on, son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I say is that I think that we think that about ourselves more so is because I've been to other states and like, nigga, I'm from New York. I don't care. Like, I've seen that shit happen a lot. So, I mean, it comes with.
Sometimes we can we excuse our rudeness by saying that. Like, we could be like, oh, I'm just rude because I'm from New York City. Like, that's not an excuse. Like,
nah, it's not. You rude because you're a rude ass person.
But you know what? Let me ask you, like, right? When you're in New York, there's just a lot of things about New York where we're just like, oh, that's normal for us. Like,
well, because we got tough skin.
Yeah, but it's like if you go to somewhere down south where it's like the Southern hospitality, like you say hi to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember I went to Atlanta. I was on layover in Atlanta once, and I went to go to Subway, and they're like, "Oh, hi, sweetie, what do you want?" I was like, "What the? Let me get a photo."
I went to Atlanta for my birthday last year, and Southern hospitality is really real. Like, you know, and it really comes. And I'm just like, are you being a creep or you just being nice? Like, I'm confused.
Facts.
Like,
because where we come from, if you being nice, you're trying to get at somebody.
No, exactly.
Honestly.
Creepy. Like, back up a little bit.
Right.
My mom said I'm rude because I'm rude. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
You know, sometimes
Nah, my mom's rude because she real.
Yo, your mom is hilarious.
My mom wants to be on an episode. It's just logistics. We gonna have her on, but quarantine USA got us fucked up right now.
That's so funny.
This shit is a freaking problem.
Someone told me talk about Drake's son.
Drake's son don't look like him, but that's just them squares coming into play. That's how I see it. Because that boy looked like his grandmother.
Honestly, I think he looks like him a little bit. Like, I could see like Drake in him in a way.
Around like the jawline a little bit, but I think his face too fat. I think his face too fat right now.
KP, pull up a picture of the boy.
Pull up a picture of Adonis Graham. Got you.
Because like I'm about to show you where I see like Drake in him. Feel me? And I feel like he's so like that because his mother obviously is French.
Yeah.
You think his baby mother looks good?
She alright. I even remember what she looked like.
Bro, his baby mother, right here.
about to pull that shit up. Oh,
Honestly, I feel like he got with her because of her past
Bodie?
work experience. I'm gonna go with
which
that.
is
She used to work in the adult film industry.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know about
Drake is
professionally,
But
but
don't you see in the eyes he looked like him a little bit?
yeah, I can see what you're talking about. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look
I
at
see
the
it.
eyes. He looked like him a little bit.
I do see it. I do see
Yeah,
it.
but he's just freaking white.
No funny shit. When I first seen him, I was like, "Is his kid albino? What the fuck happened?"
That's at first what I thought. I was like,
I was like, Drake got
You know
dark
what's
hair.
so
She
funny,
got
though?
dark hair.
TMZ,
Neither of
like a
them got
couple
blue
months
eyes.
ago, released these pictures claiming that it was Drake's son, and it was him, the same boy in the pictures, and I didn't believe it. Like, I was like, that's not Drake's son. Like, it looks nothing like him.
This,
they released the pictures.
This is baby Drake. This looked like it should be Drake's son.
Yeah, but that looks like him a little bit.
Nah, actually, yeah. If you look at them side by side.
Yeah, look at the baby pictures. It look like him.
Yeah,
like
it kind of does. This is the white Drake.
I mean, Drake is interracial too, so
yeah, I know his mom's white, but like this is a white Drake.
Yeah,
that's a white Drake.
This is blonde hair, blue eyed Drake. I swear he got all of this from his grandmother.
He really did.
But can you look that much like your grandmother?
Yeah.
Recessive genes, but like still, like fuck, dude.
Recessive genes hit him like a truck.
Oh, D, like it's all.
That shit said, "You not getting none of your parents' genes. Fuck out of here, grandparents all the way."
Like I don't know, like you could look that much like your grandma.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I kind of want to see if it was just this baby, but if Drake has another kid, would the genes be as strong?
I mean,
I don't.
Shit usually
I'm just
changes.
gonna say that girl really came up because she just had a baby by Drake.
Nah, facts.
And his first baby? That's his first kid?
Yeah, she had Drake's firstborn.
She knew what she was doing.
She might have been. That might be the biggest come up of 2020.
Literally.
Oh, geez, that's not even up for debate.
And this shit happened in 2019, but still.
Yo, for real, she's the only person winning in this year.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Like,
well, he went into Adonis went in, cause his dad's Drake, like actually.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Like we were like, yo, how lit is this kid's life gonna be? Like
nigga, don't you know my dad is Drake?
Exactly. You could pull up to kindergarten and it's like, yo, my dad is Drake, nigga.
Period.
Like, that's it.
You know what I mean?
Getting all the bitches. Period. It's over.
Oh, D, bro. That's ridiculous.
See?
That's crazy.
This is his baby mama, Zeke.
Yeah, I looked that shit up.
All right, heard you, Mr. Freaking sleuth FBI man here. Copy. I almost forgot Drake had a kid.
Right.
And I was just
did y'all?
Yeah, from the world. Did y'all hear his new song?
Tootsie Roll or something like that?
Tootsie Roll, I'm crying. Tootsie Slide.
No, it's Tootsie Roll.
No, it's Tootsie Slide. Chill.
Oh,
stop playing on my man. Did you see his crib?
Oh yeah. Did you see his private jet? Let's talk about
his jet. This man's crib is wild.
This man has his own plane, KP. His own plane.
I know, but like his house.
Like what the hell?
You can't live. You can't live in a plane 24/7. Look at this.
That man is a marketing genius. Like like
this song was made for TikTok.
You know, that's what I was just gonna say. Like today, TikTok is so huge, and he just made a whole dance for TikTok. Like basically, you feel me?
Look at this man's crib. I'm sorry.
I didn't see the video.
No, I was watching the video last night.
Yeah, that's a nice video.
This man's crib is fucking huge. Like, I understand why he calls it the embassy.
Shit, if I could quarantine in that crib, I would have no reason to leave.
Look, that shit is fucking huge.
Look at the kitchen. What are you talking about?
My nigga.
This is just a kitchen, and let's just assume he has more than one kitchen.
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't doubt it. If I was
Drake,
Drake,
he definitely got a basketball court in that shit.
He does. He has a pool in the shit too. Wait, where is it? Hold on. He got a pool. Wait.
Damn, that's a nice house.
Yeah, this thing is crazy.
No wonder he don't gotta go no. Do you guys think he's lying about having corona? Cause him and KD.
He doesn't have it. He tested negative.
Oh, he's tested negative.
Yeah, but where's the facts?
I don't need the facts. I trust Drake. He tested negative. Look at this pool though. This shit is nice.
Oh!
Like what?
Like,
this man got the crib.
he is. Yo,
Drake is my goals. I don't care. I'm trying to get to this level.
But you have
rich.
to keep in mind that Drake has been running this music game for
his
10
entire
years
life, practically.
You have to know that Young Money was my life in middle school.
It was everybody's life in middle school. If you wasn't bumping Lil Wayne or Nicki or Drake or something, you was wilding.
The big three, if you were not bumping those three, then
honestly,
that's crazy.
No, I was actually like listening to a bunch of throwback tracks yesterday. And I was just like,
I was listening to throwback Lil Wayne the other day.
I like a dark skin.
That nigga Wayne got bars for years.
Bedrock.
Yo, Bedrock.
I was listening to 6 foot, 7 foot the other day.
Oh,
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Nah.
Bruh.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan. I don't know if y'all guys can really.
Nah, I prefer Cardi. So does my mother.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom's a huge Cardi fan.
Nah, I'm definitely a Nicki fan. And you know why I'm a Nicki fan? Just because she's queen from Queens and she made it out.
But she ain't do shit for us.
Are you kidding me?
In my opinion. What'd she do? Oh, my mom said fuck Nicki, see? That's where, and she spelled it wrong on purpose. Yikes. Damn.
Yeah, funny. I fuck with Cardi B though.
Cardi's just extremely hood. I think that's why I fuck with her so much.
I like Cardi just because
like Cardi.
she got that energy, bro.
Yeah,
she got
facts.
that energy for
everybody. Yeah, and she has a personality.
And Cardi repped the fact that she from the Bronx or from Washington Heights whenever she really get the chance. Nicki, to my recollection, doesn't necessarily always rep Jamaica Queens like that.
Right.
You gotta listen to the music, KP.
I guess I gotta listen to the music.
I mean, yeah, I'm not really the biggest Nicki fan.
Yeah, I'm not a Nicki fan like that.
You gotta listen to the music because she definitely reps Jamaica Queens.
All right, you got it. I'm gonna let you speak for it because I don't have any.
But I don't know, like as me, a little girl from Queens, like I don't know. I just look at her as like making it out too, and like regardless of, you know, her past or whatever the fuck she is, and her little, you know, she's a little arrogant from what I hear. I don't know her personally, but that's the only reason why I fuck with it. You know, like I just can relate to the
arrogance is in New York though, honestly. The arrogance is straight up.
You know what I don't like about her in an arrogant way is that she just like, yeah, she's one of the best female rappers. Not get me wrong, but like you're not the best female rapper. Like you know, facts. You feel me? You're not the best.
You got people around you that you gotta remember.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, you better recognize. Right. Or you got Remy Ma, you got, you know, your Salt and Pepper, you got your Roxanne Shante.
Right.
So I mean, the list goes on.
You got Foxy, like, come on.
Anyway, Riz, real quick, let's talk about the fact that you want to do a podcast, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
what
talk about it.
Do you want to do on your podcast? Because right now you on our podcast, enjoying the lifestyle of being on a podcast.
Yeah.
You see how it is. First of all, how do you like it? What do you think?
Honestly, I feel like, you know, before I came on today, I was so unsure if I would be comfortable on a podcast, if I would even like, you know, even if like, you know, if it was for me. But honestly, it's funny because as I'm sitting here on it, like in my head right now, I'm thinking like, damn, this is really organic to me right now. Like, you know, I feel like it's so natural to me, which I really appreciate because now with Deadass, it kind of confirmed to me personally that, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, this is exactly what I want to do, you know?
Your first podcast is on video.
And so, it's on video. And I told KP I didn't want to be.
Well, yo, look, social distancing got us doing extra shit.
No. For my podcast, not yours.
Oh, no, I know that. I know that.
I told him that I only wanted audio for mine. I wasn't into the whole video thing. But I don't know. Maybe I will do a video aspect to it.
Hey, you can have a little segment, you know?
Yeah,
you never know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can have a little segment.
Now, in terms of what's the title of your podcast? Do you want to give that away?
Yeah. So the title of my podcast is a Queen from Queens podcast. So basically, I feel like when I first started the project, I was concerned about all the wrong things. Like I was
Such
concerned
as
like I was concerned about like the art of it, or like what I was gonna like put it on, like what was it gonna be on, like what's it gonna be on
yeah.
Spotify. Like it was just like very superficial things. Like, you know, like I was more concerned of like, are people gonna listen to me? Are people gonna tune in? Or like, you know, along those lines. And then I humbly got stuck, and that's when like my whole plan just stopped, and that's when I kind of gave
Yeah,
up
I
on
remember
it
we was talking about it
in
towards
the
the end
beginning
of
of the year.
2019. Not even towards the end of
Yeah.
2019 we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Not even before that, like the summer of 2019 we were talking about it.
That's when I kind of brought it up to you.
Yeah, you had brought it up as an idea that you wanted to do.
I saw KP on Instagram with his podcast, and I just kind of DM'd him, and I was like, oh, like, I really want to do it, and you were like, yeah, I can help you, and that's it. And then when the year was ending, that's when I was like, all right, maybe I should take this serious. So that's when I really, but then that's when I was focusing on the wrong things. You feel me?
Yeah, you got hit with the roadblock, and then
I got hit with the roadblock, and then I took a month off Instagram, just to like kind of get my thoughts together, kind of get like everything, you know. And it was a lot that played on to the factor. Like I was just around like negative people. I was around like I reconnected with somebody that just, you know, was just toxic, and I just feel like it just brought me out of my organic self. Like I wasn't myself for a really long time.
And it pulled you out of your focus.
Right, it did. And so when I got back on Instagram, I was like, you know what? I owe it to myself to do this. Like, I owe it to myself to make this podcast happen. Like, if you see my goals, like...
Oh, yeah, I remember you showed me this.
Like, this is my little goal thing. And, like, number 3 is start a podcast.
Yeah.
And,
you got to visualize. You got to.
Yeah, you know? So... when I came back on Instagram, that's when I hit up KP, like, all right, I'm serious. I think that's the only message I wrote to him. I was like, all right, I'm serious now.
Facts.
Like, let's meet up. Let's talk. Eventually, we did meet up, and we planned it all out. But you know what I really want to focus on my podcast is I'm a very emotional being. Like, as much as I like talking about pop culture, as much as I like talking about, you know, current events, I don't want my podcast so much to be about that. Even though, of course, that's going to play a factor to it.
Yeah, it's going to mingle in at some point.
Yeah, of course. You know,
happens.
Right. You know, that's what people ultimately want to hear, too. Like, they want to hear your opinions about certain things.
Yeah.
But I really want my podcast to be very, like, spiritual. Like, you know, like, I want to talk about God on my podcast. I want to talk about roadblocks and starting a project but feeling so discouraged to finish it, or like just emotions, like, you know, like breakups, makeups, friendships, like, you know, like I want to talk
we
about
used
all
to
that.
we used to cover a lot of the relationship stuff and you know, feeling stuff.
We could talk about relationships all day today, guys.
We used to actually ask our audience for, you know, what they wanted us to talk about relationship wise on that episode. And then we kind of stopped.
I mean, we could definitely bring that back. But
yeah, we should bring it back, bro.
Going to your podcast, I think that's going to be very good, because I think when you have the best conversations are conversations that other people can also relate to.
And uplifting ones as well.
And conversations that other people can be like, you know what? I see where you're coming from. Because, like, we all had a toxic person in our life.
Yeah.
Eventually, you know what I mean? Like, we always come across them. And sometimes it is hard to cut off that tide, but you know what I mean? And I don't think there's anyone that would be listening that couldn't relate to that.
Right.
And I think just having another person say something to you in such a way might hit you differently. Because I remember when I was younger, something that always stuck with me was my god sister's husband was like, yo, the reason why you need to be serious about school is because money's gonna be made regardless of whatever the fuck you're doing. If that money's gonna be made, you might as well be the one making it. And stuff like that. Like my parents were always like, oh, you need to go to school to get a good job. That didn't click the way that clicked. You know what I mean? So hearing it from another person might give someone else that perspective or that viewpoint. You know.
And this is something I also want to talk about. School, like, you know, I feel like so many people they think it's only one route. Like, you have to go to college, you
Yeah.
have to do that, you have to do that. Or they get discouraged. You go to college and you quit. Or you go to college and you can't afford it.
Or you go to college and you graduate and it's not what you want to do.
Exactly. You know, it's all that. And I feel
So-
like, especially where me and KP went to school, like, I see a lot of people now, especially in 2020, that are graduating, and I'm not there yet, you know? Like, I'm not graduating this year. You feel me? Because of things that happened in the past in my educational journey. And I feel like for so long, like, it discouraged me to go on Instagram and see my peers graduate when I wasn't there yet. You feel me?
But everybody,
I had to,
know, runs the race at their own time.
And that's
Exactly.
something that, like, I think is very interesting, because I definitely feel like everyone can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like, it's hard. I don't, in a way that's not like envious or spiteful,
Mhm.
where you see people that are your age or younger doing more, and you're just like, damn, you know, I need to get myself together so I can be like them. But at the same
Exactly.
time, something that I'm coming to realize a little bit more is it's not a race
At all.
Like I'm getting my first car later this year, and I told Kaylin when I get back it's gonna be a Benz. I know certain people that couldn't get a Benz for their first car. You know what I mean? And for me to compare my car to like someone's Honda Accord, like, it's different, but we're different people. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get to where you have that Benz too. You know what I mean? Like, whoever you are, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for me to also word, but like, we have different starting points. We all have different things, you know? So if someone's doing better than you, you don't always have to look at that negatively. And I'm not saying that's what you were doing, but, you know, like, I understand that. Like, I have friends that are graduating this year. I have friends that, like, starting families. I have friends that are doing a whole bunch of shit that I can't do yet. But I understand that that's all gonna happen for me.
I got friends that starting families, and I'm looking at it like, you do you, my guy. Like, have fun with that.
Maybe I'm not there yet. I'm not there
at
yet.
all.
You know?
Definitely, I feel that.
You know, feel me? But like, this brings us back to like the first point we made in the beginning of the podcast, where like, you can't compare your progress to somebody else.
Definitely.
And I know it's so easy to get into that because you go on Instagram and you see somebody with some flashy clothes, or you see somebody with, you know, a nice brand new car, but like, you don't know what went into that. Like, you don't even, half the time, what people post don't even belong to them. You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's facts.
It doesn't even belong
half
to
the
them.
time,
they just post it for clout. You feel me?
Yeah, a lot of time people will be posting a life that they want you to to anyway. They might be taking a flick in front of their man's BMW every weekend, like.
That's a fact. You know what's funny? When I was working at Foot Action, I had gotten my very first Babe hoodie, right? And I was gonna try to sell it at a resale store.
I remember the camo one.
Yeah,
I remember.
And I took that into my job. I was like, before I go over there, I want to see if any of you guys wanted it. And some girl was like, oh my God, let me wear your Babe hoodie and take a picture of it. Like, let me take a picture so I can flex it on the gram. I'm like, no, my nigga, I know you're not trying to flex my Babe hoodie.
Yeah, no,
like, you know
facts.
what I mean? Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, people will show you what they want to show you, but people will never show you the L's that they take. You know what I mean? And listen, I wouldn't post my L's, but I'm just like, you can't.
I remember there was one time a few months ago where we had somebody come visit the studio, and then they started taking pictures and shit and posting on Instagram. And they were like, "Yeah, this is where I make all my beats at," and their beats was trash.
I would be like, nah, take that shit off, though.
We went onto their comments and made it be known.
You know what's funny? See, with you talking about posting your L, is that I just took a really big L recently. Like, I got rejected by somebody that I really spent a lot of time with. I spent, a lot of energy with, and I got rejected. You feel me? And it's so crazy because for so long, especially since I'm home, like, I was so angry at the fact that I got rejected. Like, it was my ego, like, really, really mad.
Okay.
Like, my ego was like, damn, like, you did all that for this person, and
you
just
felt like
for
you
them
did
to
it for
reject
nothing
you.
almost.
Right, like, it felt like you did all that and you didn't get a come up, like I said. But like, then I took a step back, especially, no, I can't even lie. It took me a while to take a step back. Like, recently. You know, I had to take a step back, and it's like sometimes rejection is protection.
Yeah,
You
facts.
feel me? You
Big
may
facts.
feel like you took a L, but in reality, the universe is giving you a W. You feel me?
They're like,
Like,
are you dodging a bullet right now? Are you sure you mad?
You don't even see it. You don't even see it until, you know, next year, a year from now, 3 years from now. You just like you're just like, damn,
like,
God
damn.
bless the broken road that led me here. You feel me? Like,
that's
you
a great way
you
to
gotta
think
be
about
thankful
it.
for the shitty things that happen in your life sometimes too.
I'm not. Let me not even sit here and preach like, oh, I'm over it, because I'm definitely not over it. I still go through those motions where I'm still angry sometimes. I go through those motions where I'm sad. You feel me? But I think for so long people were telling me like, you know, just let it go, just let it go. But like, your ego can't let shit go when you feel like you lost. Like, you can't just let it go. You have to really sit down with yourself and tell yourself like, okay, you took this L, but you don't even know how it's gonna work in your favor yet. Like, you don't even know it's gonna come up. But like, I feel like more people should post their L's. Like, I feel like that's more real than posting your Bens. Is
y'all want to make it a challenge?
You feel me?
Post your L's challenge.
Post your L challenge.
Oh,
huh?
Nah,
I mean, I don't think you should make it a challenge, but I think you should make it. You know what you should make it? You should make what happens after your L and how great it was after your L a challenge. You feel me?
A before and after.
Yeah.
A before and after.
Yeah.
I see.
Like,
I fuck with that. We should start that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta figure out what my last L was.
I know what my last L was. Oh fuck.
Me too.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, I be in the crib, so I don't be taking many L's.
I be taking L's in the crib too. Fuck.
Listen, you play League. That's why.
Nah, I'm not talking about video game L's. I'm not talking about that.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Personal L's. But, you know, fuck it. You know, we all take L's from time to time.
Exactly. But it helps us grow, and it turns us into the people that we are to be.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think what you just said was really perfect, because, you know, you don't know. Like, the universe could be telling you, like, yo, this isn't really what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't need this.
And then sometimes you're so fixated on that one thing, and then when you don't get it, you're so devastated. You're just like, yo, why can't I get it? But at the same time, sometimes you're just better off without it.
Like I said, like, to you, it may be an L, but the universe, they're giving you W that you could possibly have. Like, you feel me? And it's so, I just got an emergency alert. What is happening?
An emergency alert? What you mean?
Attention,
I got one too.
Healthcare workers. New York City is seeking licensed healthcare workers to support all. If you're a nurse, please volunteer.
That is crazy. You know how scary? Nah.
What?
That means no. That means they're calling people that aren't even working right now too. So if you have your medical license and you're not using it, you're being called into action right now.
But it's because a lot of people are dying, and a lot of people are quitting their jobs,
and a lot of nurses are getting sick, so they need to refill those slots.
A lot of nurses are getting
that
sick.
Is wild.
But even let's bring the thing we were just talking about to this corona thing. Like I said, like, the reason we're all going through this is for God to show us that we all equal. You see, like, though it's devastating, though it's, you know, you're losing people, but it really does open your eyes to, like, it don't matter how much money I got, I could fucking die, you know?
What I don't get is why there's so much traffic still.
I don't know why people go outside.
I'm looking outside, right? And I could see a major road. And why is it so busy? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Isn't there a stay the fuck home law right now? Like,
something similar to that.
I saw on Instagram, like, the 6th train, like, packed to the floor.
Like, the train stations is packed.
Like, first of all, why are you on the fucking train?
For real.
Like,
oh, dude.
Where are you going? If you don't have to go to work, stay the fuck home.
Like, Shake Shack is not that serious. You don't need that burger right now.
No, for real, honestly though, like, you shouldn't even eat outside your house right now. Like,
all right, I kind of had some Papa John's earlier.
Yeah, but people are handling your food, and you don't know where they've been.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I actually really do like the conversation that we're having.
Yeah, we got to bring this to an end.
But we've been on here for an
hour and a half.
Like,
Oh
you know
my
what
god,
I'm
no
saying?
way.
Yep, an
Damn.
hour and a
So
half.
that ass.
I've been looking
You
at the
know,
timer. I was like, yeah, when can I
I
end
was looking
this?
at that. I was like,
That's
yeah. I was like,
crazy.
yeah. What the fuck?
This ain't a
We having
stream.
conversation.
This is a show. We gotta end this at some point.
You know what I mean? But
yo, it was good. It was good talking.
yeah,
Riss, it was good
it was
having you
wonderful
on.
having you on. Yeah.
We gotta have
guys
you
for
on
having me.
for. We gotta have you on for an official episode.
Yeah, official
Yeah,
episode.
I can't wait. Even
'Cause-
like the social distancing, like I'll be back on if y'all need.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
My mom
It's
said
good
she
that
gotta
we're
start
getting-
dinner. She didn't even realize.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's been another episode of It's Deadass Social Distancing. You can follow us at It's Deadass a Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out some of our other videos. We got some interviews. We got a vlog.
The Rolling Loud vlog.
The Rolling Loud vlog's actually still lit. I like watching it every once in a while. Bring me back.
Yeah, Rolling Loud was so much fun. I wish we should.
I can't wait. We'll talk about it next time.
Of
We'll talk
course.
about it next time.
Riss, go ahead. Give them your
Thank you
Instagram.
guys so much. Well, thank you Zeke and KP for having me.
Of course.
It's wonderful having you.
So much fun. And I feel like we covered such good topics.
We covered a lot.
You can follow me. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at the Rismav, the RISMAV. And yeah, you can find me there. So thanks.
It's been another episode. Zeke, you got any closing statements?
Stay the fuck indoors.
Stay the fuck home, everybody.
Indoors.
Stay the fuck home.
Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been another episode of Deadass Social Distancing. Yeah.
Yep.
Later, y'all.
Bye.